that he did not fill, because he knew no contentment in his belly. He will not let anything in which he delights escape him. That word delight I put in bold because it's the Hebrew word hamad. The person, that thing in which he covets, it says. He won't let that escape him. There's one other phrase I want you to underline in that verse. Underline the word contentment. In Job, one of the most ancient books of the Bible, we find that the source of this person's evil is his desire, his delight in other things. And the source of that delight is the fact that he has no contentment. There's something going on in this evil person's heart that's making him restless and discontented. And as a result of that, he delights himself in things and then pursues those things and then acquires those things even though he's breaking the law to do that. Even though he's hurting other people to do that. And so in this context, what you've got is you've got this coveting thing. This word hamad is really coming from a heart that desires something inappropriately. Let's go on. There's the second word there. You go back up to Deuteronomy chapter 5, and you read the rest of it. It says, you shall not set your desire on your neighbor's house or land. So that word desire, underline it or circle it, that word is printed at the bottom of your sheet. In Hebrew, it's avah. Avah. So the first word is hamad. The second word is avah. And avah means, lo and behold, to desire, to long for, or to crave something. Flip your note sheet over, and I've got a verse for you from Numbers chapter 11, where avah shows up. The rabble with them began to crave other food. And again, the Israelites started wailing and said, if only we had meat to eat. Put this in context. They've been wandering around in the desert. In Numbers chapter 11, they've been wandering around in the desert. And here we come to this moment in their history where they've been eating like this bread stuff that grows on the ground or falls from heaven that God provides them every morning. It's called manna. They've been eating this stuff, and they're beginning to get sick of it. And so they say, God, we're hungry. And that word crave is the word avah in Hebrew to let us know how intense this craving was. They hadn't had meat for a long time, and they began to crave other food, it says. So here we go. Avah and hamad both mean desire. And basically, they both mean simply a strong desire. Write that down somewhere. There's no blank to fill that in, but just write that down somewhere. They both simply mean a strong desire. You know, not a minor desire like, oh, gee, wouldn't it be nice to have a steak? But a desire that says, I want a steak. You know, it gets really intense there. But how do you draw that line? You know, because God says, don't hamad and don't avah other people's stuff. Don't hamad the other person's wife and don't avah the other people's stuff. So what are you going to do about that? Because that means I can want the other person's wife a little bit, right? But just not a lot. You just can't be a strong, it can be a little desire, not as strong as, where do I draw the line there? That's difficult for us, because, you know, we want to have that line drawn. It would be great if I could read these words and be able to define them in such clear portions that you could look at the word covet or hamad and simply say, okay, that's the box it's in, and as long as I don't get into that box of desire, I'm good. But God doesn't do that. He uses these average, ordinary words for desire, albeit an intense desire or a strong desire, but they're just average, ordinary words for desire. It's as if I were to say something along the lines of, I long for water. I dream of water, which I kind of do, so I'm thinking about drinking some of that. But I long for water. I dream for water. If I say that to you, then you wouldn't be going home telling your spouse or friend, you wouldn't say, you know what, today the pastor at church said that he was stretching himself out really thin to get some water. You know, like Plastic Man. He was longing for water. And none of you would say, you know, today in the middle of the sermon, the pastor just fell asleep and told us that he was dreaming about water. You know, just imagining a story about water in his head while he was... No, you wouldn't think that. We know that even though I use the word long and I use the word dream, that what I'm really talking about is just desire. I just want something. I just want some water. That's all it is. God is using these average, ordinary words for desire to try to help us understand that somehow desire itself messes us up. How do you draw the line? Well, I got a little video clip for you here. I thought I'd show it to you. You guys can, if you can, bring the lights down.
All right, your new Energy Star qualified Kenmore Elite's all set up.
Fantastic.
How can they afford a new washer and dryer right now? They just remodeled a month ago. Something's going on.
Smart shopping is what's going on. Anyone can buy new appliances through the Sears layaway plan. You just lock down the model you want now and pay over 8 weeks.
I want her life. I want her new washer.
New appliance layaway plus Sears everyday low price guaranteed. Search Sears Appliances for the week's hottest deals and advice. Sears.
That's it. Did you see it? Did you see it? That was coveting right there. Did you see the coveting? The one lady says, I want her life, but the other lady said, I want her washer. Which one of those was coveting?
Both.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter, does it? Because both of them are standing off to the side, and they're both recognizing that this other family has just done something very, very smart. They have saved money before acquiring a product. Did you notice it wasn't credit, it was layaway. You paid them money, and then you acquire the product. And the man in the suit and the outfit with the clipboard is acting like this is common day knowledge. Everybody should do this kind of thing. You just put money away for 8 weeks, and then you get a product. It's amazing. It's like magic or something. And so this guy, this whole thing is like talking about this family that actually did something wise. And what they're jealous of is the stuff, the washing machine, and then I want her life. I want to trade lives with her. So, I've tried to think through this whole coveting thing, and I tried to pigeonhole words into places where you can get a loophole. And so here are a couple words that you can get some loopholes from. One is the word envy. Envy is the desire that I have to experience what another person is experiencing. Envy says you've got something and I want something like it. Envy says you have a Ferrari, I want a Ferrari too. Then we can both have a Ferrari. That's envy. Envy says, let's both have one, but you got one, I want one too. Jealousy takes it to the next step. Jealousy says, not only do you have one and I want one, but I think I deserve it more than you. And so now I'm going to put myself on a little pedestal above you. And, so those words have loopholes. As long as I'm not putting myself on a pedestal above you saying I deserve it more, that's not jealousy. I'm safe, right? And as long as I, am okay with the fact that these two things are out there and we can both have them, as long as I'm okay with envy, we're good. As long as I don't come to coveting, because coveting is that third step. And coveting says, you've got something and I want the same thing you have. In fact, I want to take it from you so that I have it and you don't.